guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today, in this video, we are here in one of the leading crypto exchanges in beautiful Abu Dhabi. And we are going to be interviewing Mr. Basab Banerjee. But before that we dive right into this huge concept, let's get the base vocabulary out of our way so that it will be easier to understand what we're going to be talking about. First of all, what is a crypto exchange? Well, a crypto exchange, imagine it as a huge market where people come to sell and buy cryptos. For some of you who don't know what's a crypto, well, it is a digital currency that is based on blockchain technology. What is blockchain? What is blockchain technology? Well, stay tuned because in this video, we are going to be talking about just that and other things in this field with our expert, Mr. Basab Banerjee. So let's get right into it. But before that we explain the exact definition of a blockchain and blockchain technology, let's first thank Mr. Basab Banerjee to be with us here today.
Great, pleasure to have you.
And he is the CEO of a regulated crypto exchange based in Abu Dhabi, in fantastic Abu Dhabi. So, what is a blockchain and what is blockchain technology?
Great, Ehsan, good to have you in our office. And great seeing you that, little boy having so much interest on the blockchain. Fantastic. So, well, the blockchain is, it's a distributed database. So let me talk about a little bit more about the database where, we have data, information, which is called the data, then data we store in a table, and then table goes in a database, where in the computer we store the data.
And of the separated blocks that contain information that form the blockchain, which they chain together.
Yes, you are right. So then one data we are storing in a computer, and then how those are connected to each other. If you connect those each other, and then it's create a chain, right? And that's why it is called the block of data is connected in a distributed environment, and they're wholly connected, and that's why this blockchain is formed.
Right? Thank you very much. I just have one question. How could you use the block? What would be the purpose for the blockchain technology in the blockchain?
Yes, very good question. Now, the blockchain, the advantage of the blockchain is that whenever data we are putting in a database, so these data are encrypted. Number one. Number two, that no one can tamper this data. Why? Because this blockchain, one block is connected to the other block. Okay, and so it means that this chain is formed by this block. The database are connected to each other in a proper chain, right? So it means that no one can tamper that chain. So data which goes inside, you cannot delete the data. You cannot break the data, right?
Because it would be very hard because there's these components, I think, that called hashes, and then each hash is like a code, like a URL code that you use. And so after you'd also need for one block to know the previous hash of the other block and all that. So
Absolutely.
After, if we change one block, all of the other blocks have to be the same. Everyone in the blockchain has to be with the same thing. So it's very safe. So if there's anyone who changes it a little bit, everyone has to be good with that so that we can verify that it's safe.
Absolutely, you are absolutely right and spot on. So there is a hashing technology which you use, and then it contains the header, it contains the information. Yes, it contains the information of the previous block, right? So every block, whenever you are passing, they have the information of the previous block, and therefore the chain has been formed, right? If you break it, so then the entire chain will break. So that's why it is safe. That is the very safe and the secure. So it has a data integration. Data is safely stored here. No one can tamper the data, and it is permission oriented. Like you can define that who can have access to my data, right? So that is another interesting part. Many people are together and we have data stored, but we can define who can access to this particular data. Okay, so it's called permission, right? And when we are writing a data, we also take permission from others. So that's why what you say that in the hash, and then we circulate the hash, and then the permission. So that's what we call the consensus, it's called, the terminology. We take permission from other when we insert the data into the database, right? So we take a permissions, so it is permission oriented, it has a security, you have an algorithm where you can share the data based on your business requirement, and the data once in go in tamper-proof, very safe and secure. Well, another important part is that when you talk about different use cases, it is very fast also, because you can write the data from different, it can propagate from one computer to other computers across the globe, fast communication. So there are certain advantage, additional advantage we will discuss later when we talk about some use cases.
Thank you. And one more question before we dive into this other very interesting question. What does a block contain?
So the block, every block, so depending upon the protocol, so there are different protocols, right?
Like different cryptocurrency. Different things.
Yeah.
So I believe that the Bitcoin contains from who does it come from and to who and how much Bitcoin. That's what I believe.
Exactly. So Bitcoin is one protocol where the Bitcoin is a currency, which is developed on a protocol, right? So similarly, there are different protocols. There are Ethereum is there are Ripple, there are Hedera, there are different protocols are not there. So this Bitcoin, if I go back to the history of the Bitcoin, it was in the first time when it was launched in January in 2009. The first block, it is called Genesis, was mined, and it was 50 Bitcoin was came in, and so that was start circulation.
So Genesis block is the first block of a
first block of the blockchain, right? And it started propagated to others, and slowly we start mining, and then there are different concepts are there when we mine. It means the new bitcoins have been generated and circulated. We call mining, and there are different.
Who made Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies?
Well, that's a very interesting question. So, who made the Bitcoin actually? So, the person that is called the Satoshi Nakamoto. So, is he? Nobody knows, because he is a hidden person in the world. So, he didn't disclose his own identity, that who has created the blockchain platform. But yes, but the concept of the blockchain was that to come out with or the Bitcoin was that to come out an alternative currency, right? Now, why we need a Bitcoin? What is the purpose of the Bitcoin?
Well, I believe that it's a digital way of transferring and paying for things, but in a digital way of doing it. Not right. For example, today you'd maybe go to a shop, and then you'd, like, I don't know, 50 euros or 50 dirhams or $50, and you'd give it to the cashier for something. But now you don't need to do that anymore. You just take a crypto, you send it to make a digital transformation. Then it instead of using any currency, like physical currency, it uses digital currency to pay for things in a digital way without actually having to come and take it. And I believe that is also better, because physical money, you can take it, you can steal it. But digitally speaking, it has like a blockchain. So that is what is making it safer, the currency that you have for yourself. And after, so first it's safer because you can't really take it, and also it has a supporter that makes it even safer, the blockchain.
Absolutely, you were superb, you were spot on. So, given back to the example that you given, so like this way. Now, let's say you're based in France, yeah, and you make lovely toys, right? And I want to buy a toy gift from you. I'm sitting in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi, right? So what I will do, we agree the price. Let's say the toy costing, let's say 100 euros, right? Now I have to transfer this 100 euro to your bank account so that you can send me the goods to me, right? Now look at this, how it has happened. But I based anyway Abu Dhabi, so I have a bank account which support AED, currency AED, right? So what I will do, first I'll go to my bank, then I'll write a note, transfer the fund from my account to Ehsan account, right? And that you may have a Bank of Paribas or some other bank, right? So I have to transfer the fund, I have to write all those, and then we'll do that transfer. Now what happened, it is not that easy. So when the fund will go, because my account is 80, your is 0, so it need to have a conversion. So first you'll go to an intermediate bank. Intermediate bank will then take the money, then he will give a rate which we have to agree possibly.
So rate is really like, for example, if you had euros and
Yes.
you want to transfer it to like the universal currency dollars, that
Mm.
everyone usually based a price of a currency or a rate of a currency on. And for example, for euro, after you try to say how many dollars is 1 euro, because the different currencies. So after
Exactly.
one maybe is more than another one or less than another one. So for example, nowadays, I think that yes, euro has bigger rate than dollars. So that would mean that it would be more valuable. So that would mean like you would need more money in a specific currency, like I don't know, rupees, to get a dollar. I mean, to get a euro than a dollar, for example.
Yeah, that is one, and that's why there is not clearly defined how much. It is fluctuated, it varies, right? And as it varies, so
Calculated.
yes, it's calculated. So there are intermediate bank, they will calculate, they will give a rate. So eventually, we may have to pay a little bit more money because of the conversion, right? Because bank may give different rates. Then
Inflation or deflation.
Yeah, then there is a
price
transfer.
gets higher and lower.
Lower, exactly. And then there are, transfer costs, bank will charge. And then I have to inform this because different currency payment, so it has to be informed to the local central bank. It will go to, UAE, may go to the same in the France central bank. And if there is a bank holiday, oh God, your money got stuck. You have to wait for 2 more days maybe, right? Or Saturday, Sunday if it is coming in, right? Now, that's why if we now come to an universal currency like Bitcoin, where we can transfer this fund immediately. If you have a wallet, I have a wallet, I will transfer the fund from my wallet to your wallet and it will be credited to our wallet in few minutes, right?
In a digital way.
Digital way. And it will be exact amount. There is no deduction. What we agreed, we will be converting the same rate and you will hit your account. So look at that. The transaction become very fast, right? The cost of the transaction become low, right? Because there is no conversion, no payment to the banking channel, right? So this is advantage. Third is that advantage is that it is so secure, quickly. You can do so fast, you can do that. So our entire transaction process will be so fast, right? And the Bitcoin is very secure. Any sort of transaction on the blockchain, as we were discussing, because it is going from one wallet to other wallet, right? So you know who is sending, who is the recipient. So if you put the right address of the blockchain or your wallet, it will go fast without any problem, right?
Thank you. So let's start with a question. What is a crypto exchange in more depth explanations, and how does it work?
Mm-hmm. So okay, look at it this way. You want to buy some Bitcoin, you want to buy some Ethereum for your purpose. Whether it could be a payment purpose, whether it could be investment purpose, right? Many people have different thought. So some of the new tokens has been launched, right? I want to invest those projects, those tokens, because I feel that the tokens value will go up. So you have to buy that, right? So when you want to buy, where do you want to buy? You have to buy so that other sellers can sell it, right? The second is that you want to buy it at the right value, right? So you go to an exchange. So the exchange.
So crypto exchange is like a lobby, a server.
Marketplace. It's a marketplace, right? So you go to the market, right? When you buy it, you want to buy something, let's say soccer. So you go to the supermarket and you'll find that, okay, who is selling, ball, soccer, and then you'll choose if this is the best ball, this is the best price, right? And then you take it. Similarly, here it is a marketplace. Okay, so where the seller also come in, the buyer also come in, and the buyer say, I want to buy this. Seller say, fine, I want to sell this. Then there is a negotiation happen, right? And then we agree the price, right? So the exchange is basically, it has two functionality. One is that the fair price discovery, that what price I want to pay to buy a token, right? Number two, it also gives the credibility for the securing the fund transactions. Like you want to buy, let's say 1 Ethereum, let's say hypothetical. Costing of the Ethereum is now, let's say around $1,800, right? Now you come into an exchange that, okay, I want to buy an Ethereum, but you don't know the seller, right? So exchange will give the facility so that you can find the right buyer and give you the right price, you can buy it. Now the second, how do you transfer the fund to the seller, right? You don't know that.
A transaction.
Transaction. So you will give the money to the exchange. Exchange will take the money from you. Exchange, let's say ABC is selling the Bitcoin, Ethereum. So they will give the Bitcoin to exchange. So exchange has both the thing, and then exchange will do the swipe. You give it to the Bitcoin to you, sorry, Ethereum to you, and the dollar or the currency to the buyer, to the seller, right? So that's the role of that exchange. So price discovery and the transfer of the goods and the service, right? That's the job of the exchange.
So a crypto is like a currency that, like the prices go up and down. But cryptos are quite recent, so they really like they are really moving like a roller coaster, up, down, up, down.
Yes,
so
yes.
it's like good and bad, because if you invest in if you put your money on some tokens, some these currencies, the prices can go high, then they worth more, and then you can sell them for more money, like real currencies. And also, if they go very down, then your tokens are worth nothing. And after, if it really goes up to zero, like Celsius, one of the cryptocurrencies that went really down, they close because they went all down. Anyways.
No, but that's your question is valid, but you have to understand the fact that people has to do research. It's not like that people should buy and sell crypto without knowing. Like let's say property, house, right? Now a house, should I buy the house? Is it then when you're buying a house, what do you look at? Is it a good construction, right? The construction is good. Is it not a ABCD? Just somehow make a house. After a few days, it can fall down, right? If the construction is not good, then you have the proper soil testing, everything. They have done it, right? Then do they have license to build a house? We'll check that yes, the house is not illegal when you're buying a house, right? That somebody is making illegal house and selling it to you. So you do the due diligence, right? So when you're buying a house. So similarly, here also the people has to understand that when they are buying a crypto, they should go back and understand that what the project is, why this particular token has been launched, what is the purpose, who is behind that, are they stable, are they secure person, are they run away tomorrow, then there is a risk. Now many people feel that, oh, crypto, let's jump into, but money can be double in 2 months, can be triple in 3 months, and so it is not the fact. Yeah. So more risk means that you're just gambling. That is not the case. So one thing you have to learn is that very important is that this is a financial instrument. So we have to go in depth. We have to understand details of the project, then how much it can, who are doing it, how much can be circulation.
And what's like the average moving of the currency?
Exactly.
The rate, average rate. That's the momentum, I think.
See, you have to understand volatility of the, how the correlations of those things are coming in. Is it a stable coin? So there are different coins. Now, given an example, there is something called stable coins. What is it, stable coins? Stable coin is linked to a physical asset. Okay, like for example, we have
euros or gold or something.
It can be like, let's say USDC. There is a coin called USDC.
That's dollars. USDC.
No, there is USDT and USDC. So if this is USDC, let's say. Okay, so USD coin, the USD coin is there are promoters, are to well-known promoters. They are based in eBay, so they have it, Circle and Coinbase. So they have physical asset. The physical asset could be currency, that can be bond, treasury bond and all. So then they, based on the physical asset, they produce the token, digitalizations of the token. So it is pegged with dollars. So it is 1:1 type, right? Now what happens is that if I buy then USDC, it is pegged. I know I'm buying almost dollar. So it is price volatility is very, 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 very negligible. Almost dollar. But if you're buying some other product, let's say Ethereum. Now Ethereum is a network where it has different project is running it, and Ethereum is not finite. It can number of tokens can come in, right?
That means that it doesn't have a
fixed amount. Exactly, you got it right. So it means that we have to understand the project, right? If it is pegged with something, the price is not volatile. If it is not pegged with something, then you have to go back to the project, understand the details, and do that due diligence before we actually buy or sell them.
Thank you.
Right?
How do you ensure the safety and security of customer funds on your exchange?
Yeah, very good question. Thank you for asking that. Yeah, that's why this the concept of the centralized exchange is coming in. So we in the first talk we were discussing about why we need an exchange, right? You want to buy and sell, therefore you come into an exchange. You are connecting to the seller and the buyer together, and the price discovery, right? Now there are two concepts. One is the decentralized and one is centralized. Now, what is the difference between these? Let's say.
Oh, I think I know. So
Okay.
centralized is when it's all in there, like when it's like a stable, when it's stable. I think that it is. And decentralized, I think that means like there's maybe someone less secure than the other one or something like that. That's what I think.
You are partially, but let me correct it somehow. The centralized exchange means there is a governing structure and framework.
That's what I was thinking
Right?
about it. But
Like this way. Let's say your house. Let's consider your home. Yeah, home. You have father is there, right? Mother is there. You have your sister is there. Let's say brother or sister, right? But there is a rule. Father will say, Ehsan, you have to come back to home before 9 o'clock in the evening, right? Or if you're going morning, say you cannot go before morning 7 o'clock. Which. So there are rules. You have to be at your dining table. Let's say 7 o'clock. You have to your table to eat food, right? 9 o'clock. You have to go to your bed. So this is the rules, right? The rules regulations help for children to grow because you are then controlled environment. I have to go study. I have to eat my food. I have to do my gym and all those, right? So this is the regulation. Regulation is good because it gives some sort of guidance and control, right? So similarly, exchange also we have regulations. The regulations gives us that we need to do the understand who is the buyer, who is the seller. There are governing structure in place, and there are regulator who monitor every transactions, ensure that our price are properly managed. People are not doing bogus transactions, which is wrong transaction, right? So they are not supposed to do that. So there are control framework governed by the regulator, right? And it ensure that the KYC process, we should know who is the buyer coming to the system, who is the seller coming to the system, is their fund is legitimate.
So when it's centralized, you have more control and you know more. So it's like there's somebody who, like some like creature, for example, maybe, right? Who knows what is happening. So it is like it is stable. It is a stable blockchain. So
yes. So blockchain is both the same, whether it is centralized or decentralized. But the structure, the framework, the policy,
way that the blocks
procedure
are constituted, the
Yeah.
way that they are formed. That's what you mean.
exactly.
As
Like
centralized has more like components into the blocks, and decentralized has more of a simple and less precise.
simple and less control. Like you go to the hotel. When you go to the hotel, anybody is coming, they're ordering food.
Like for example, a 5-star hotel. You go to
5-star
that.
hotel.
Then here it's centralized, it's safe, it's 5-star, it's very good.
Very good. There is a
Centralized.
rating, right?
So you have a lot
Security.
of you have a lot of things like additions to this that makes it good. Like centralized, you have a lot of controls
Controls
of
are there, right?
it. But decentralized, for example, if we were to go like a not necessarily true, but
There is no security. You
yeah,
go
like
to the hotel. There
one
is no
star,
security. Anybody can
half-star,
come in,
yeah,
come
a
out.
gangster or someone. So after that, would
Nobody
be
looking
decentralized.
into that
It may
background.
be very simple to make, and very easy to make and to operate with, but it would not be that safe, and it wouldn't be that controllable
Exactly.
and manageable.
Manageable. So that is the fundamental difference. So like this exchange which you are referring to, this is a regulated exchange. So what do? It means the user, whoever is coming in, we monitor that who is the user, whether the fund is legitimate. They're not, fund is not stolen, the crypto is not stolen somewhere and they're selling it, try to sell it here. They're not do that.
So
we monitor.
decentralized is easier to change and steal from.
Change and execute,
And
but
execute.
in the centralized environment, we
It's
have control, more
like
control.
imagine it as a let's say a cube. Sorry. Let's say a cube, for example. So you have a cube here, and then that would be like a centralized where you have one block here, one block here. So you have a bunch of blocks here. And a centralized would be like, it would not really be a structure, so it'd be like it would be like this. It wouldn't be really like a structure. So this is more stable, and this is more like whatever. It goes everywhere.
Yes, controls are loose,
Like a
right?
spider web.
Yeah,
It's not-
control is loose. So therefore, you always have a risk. Like centralized exchange, when you come in and you do the transactions, your money is safe and secure because you do the KYC process of the individual. So know your customer. We'll do your validation of your fund. Your wallet validation will do that. We'll ensure the transaction and pass through to end, and there are governing body who monitor. Like regulators are there in the country, so they monitor every transactions which have been executed. Therefore, it is more safe from the end user point of view, right?
So, what measures do you take to prevent fraud and hacking attempts on your exchange?
Yeah, that's a very, very good question because, anything crypto are very, very susceptible. People always look for how to steal the crypto. Somehow.
Because they're very valuable.
Absolutely, they're valuable, right? And they're
they're
running
very-
on the net.
And it's very unstable, so it would really be going maybe very high or very low price. But when it goes very high, then here it's really like they're lucky, So that's why they really want to steal. Because when
Exactly.
you steal, you don't really pay for buying it.
Exactly.
So you wouldn't bother because you could just steal it and then you wouldn't need to worry about the fee or the fund or mining it or even getting it.
Exactly.
So it would directly be here for you and you'd get nothing to lose. If it goes the cryptocurrency to a very low price and a very low value, then after you have nothing to lose. I mean, you didn't even buy it.
Right.
But after if it goes higher, well, good for you.
Exactly. So what we say, we have certain guidance we follow. Like for example, you have a wallet, right?
Yes.
You have some money in your wallet, right? So let's say you have a $100 or 100 dirham
Bill or something.
bills in your pocket, 100 dirham, 200 dirham. You keep it because you thought I will go and buy an ice cream while going like it, or I want to buy a burger. That's why I keep it. $300 bills in your
Pocket
pocket,
money.
right? Pocket money you have it. Now Papa has given, let's say, 1,000 dirham to you. So would you carry all 1,000 to your pocket wallet?
No, I
No?
would prefer to make it digital money. Because
Digital
that would
money?
be safer.
Or else, if you have, let's say, 1,000 worth of money, what you will do, you will take 300 to your pocket, 700 you keep it your safe cupboard, right?
I've heard that in some countries it's not really legal to use cryptocurrencies.
Yes, we'll come to that point. But let's come to the first finish, the security part. Yeah. So what happened is that now, look at your distribution. You put small money on your wallet, which you are carrying it, and remaining major portions, you're putting in a safe, right? So what we do it here, same thing we do it in the crypto world. Yeah. So we call different concept of wallet. One wallet we call a hot wallet. That wallet means that you have all small money is there, which you
so
can do
it's-
the transaction.
Yeah, you have little bit of money. But after cold wallet, I think it is.
Yes,
Cold wallet is when you
you
have
have a
a
cold
big
wallet.
amount of money.
Yes, and what we do, we will ask or we'll keep all our other virtual asset in a cold wallet. So cold wallet actually out of the network, so which is not connected to the network.
So it's
Right.
kind of like a blackmail kind of thing.
Yes, it's like a safe, secure environment out of the network,
Oh,
right?
so you
you
mean
need to
like,
bring this network.
For example, you'd be in a neighborhood that'd be maybe like not safe.
Exactly.
And after in the hills or something, it'd be safer, like in America, for example. So after you'd have more money in the hills and it'd be safer,
Exactly.
and it would be like in a separated house, like villa. So after
Absolutely.
you'd have more security based on one place. But after if you were in a poor neighborhood, then you'd have big apartments storing like 50,000 roofs or something. I mean stages, floors, and right. So after you'd not have a lot of domain to live in, there would be less security, and also it would be very not that safe.
Exactly. So your money. So
Yeah,
your
so after you
neighbors are
wouldn't
not
want
good.
you wouldn't want to keep so much money in a poor neighborhood. Anyone could just come and
Exactly.
steal it.
Absolutely, you're right. So you take the money and put it in a safe, right? Some
But-
different location. That's called the cold wallet, right? In digital world, right? So we ensure that this huge money are being kept outside in the network. So if the hacker comes try to steal, they'll get only little money which is in your wallet, right? So we always do like
Oh,
that.
so you have like a warm wallet and a cold wallet. So the warm wallet is just like pocket money.
Yes.
You bring it time to time. But after
Yes.
the cold wallet is like a whole bank account, all of your money.
Yes.
So warm is just when you bring something to buy something, but
Yes.
cold is like the central.
Stored separately, and you need a lock and key, so that
So
you
you
can
can
go
open it. Oh, I
open
want
the
some money
locker.
out. It's like when you go to your ATM machine. You take some money
Yes.
from your central
Central wallet. Right, same thing. So here you have a key. You know, you go to the vault and open
Centralized
it.
wallet.
Centralized wallet. So you have to have a key, which is your private key. So you can use in the private key, open the vault,
Or is
and
it
then you can take the
kind
money
of
out.
like hash? It's a hash, right?
It's a key
It's a
basically.
code. It's a code I have.
So using the code, you can access to your wallet. Like, you know, you have a vault in Almari. Have you your house? Have you have an Almari or something, Almira,
Yeah.
or lock and key? So exactly like a key, you have it, right?
Yeah.
Without key, you cannot open it, right? Similarly, you also need to have a key to open your wallet, right? So that is we call the private key. So using private key, then you can open the wallet and you can transfer the fund from one wallet to, let's say, cold wallet
And
to
after you
hot wallet.
What would you call wallets like if you had multiple bank accounts,
Mhm.
and then you'd have one main bank account where you store more money than any other bank account.
Mhm.
What would you call that? Because I think I already saw this topic where you had in cybersecurity you had like a master key and a separated keys. The master key is the code for everything, and the separated keys is just a particular case of what you have.
There is a difference. There is a difference. So if you have a wallet, each wallet have a separate key. It is for your security.
Don't you have like a master key?
No, because that will it will create a problem. Because if the key got stolen, hacked, your all wallet will be hacked. Right?
Right.
So therefore, when you create a wallet, it is always a one pair of private and one public key. To ensure that even that wallet got hacked, it will only address to that problem to that wallet.
It will only address itself to the least amount of money in the wallet.
Yes.
And then you get confused. You'd be like, oh, he has no money. So you could just put like $1,000 to be like true.
You can have multiple wallets, you know. That's a good idea to be safer. But then remember, you have to keep your keys also in secret. Right? You should not disclose the key and ensure the keys lost. It is permanently lost. You cannot make it out. And you cannot access your wallet. So if you have 5 wallet, you have 5 private key, right? And you have to ensure these 5 private keys are appropriately stored, safe side, no one having access, and you should not forget that.
So now, how to keep up with the constantly changing landscape of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology?
Yes, so this is emerging market, right? Emerging technology. And if you look into the history of the blockchain, it was not too old, right? It is just 20 years, almost 25 years we are approaching where these things has been started. So, and there are new things are coming up, new protocols are developing, new like we call DeFi. Now NFT, you know, very popular NFTs nowadays, non-fungible token.
Yeah, and those are like tokens. Basically,
It's not a digital currency, but digital art. We are selling digital art on our platform, right?
Oh yes, now I
call
remember
them
that.
NFTs.
So NFTs is like that is designed to a specific person. But I won't go too much in depth because I think I'll already make a video about that. But so just a quick overview of what it is. It's like it's an object, a digital object that has a specific address to one person.
Yes.
And then you can give that NFT that can cost a specific amount of object. Either it is music, art, 3D objects, like real life objects, or even Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
That can be an NFT, for example.
Absolutely. So unique identity or unique product, digital asset, which we can sell it in the electronic platform, right? We got a non-fungible token. And that can be used in our blockchain network. Then we have decentralized financing, DeFi we call, right? So there are emerging things are coming up that is solving the problems that people are having it, right? Now there is a utility of that, like DeFi, why it came in, or let's say NFT, why NFT is coming in, right? You want to make your own gaming system, so you want to buy one photograph. Now if you're buying a photograph for your own gaming product, how do you say that this photograph is legitimate, right? You're not stealing somebody's photo. So come here, buy the photo in the in our digital platform.
You'd have to have a specific, like an NFT, for example. You'd have to have the code that shows like a license to show specifically, oh, it's to me, oh, it's to you. Like if I were to write a name, that would be designed to you, or to me.
Exactly, because every non-fungible token, it has all the attributes. Who has the maker, what time he made it, what is the price, right? Then who was the first buyer.
That would be more of a centralized token. A lot of information.
Exactly, and that's when the blockchain, one can tamper the data, the information, right? And then you are consuming that for your project, right? So you're using a legitimate.
I believe that there's a third type of a blockchain. I thought I saw one. It was decentralized and centralized. Is there a third one?
So there are different protocols for different purpose. For example, now you know IoT, Internet of Things.
No.
Yeah, it's a lot of discussion on IoT. A lot of sensors, data are coming up, right? So those are the data are also going to the blockchain. There are different blockchains that are available.
Different protocols have different
purpose.
Different purposes, and some specific one have particular name of blockchains.
Yes, exactly.
So these are really just the two main.
So yes, so different protocols has different purpose, right? They're solving a problem which we are having it, right? And there are currencies, whatever they're launching it, or there are product they're launching it, they're coming to exchange like us, where we can do a marketplace. We create a marketplace where buyer and seller can do the transactions and they can transfer their goods and services to us. Like you buy NFT and then you want to settle the NFT, the cost of the NFT big money, right? So you come to an exchange like us where we ensure that we take the NFT artwork to us, and then we give it to the buyer, and you take the money from the buyer and give it to the seller. So those type of things which is coming in, and we create this marketplace to support all those transactions, right? So we are very lucky that people like you are shown, young guys are shown so much interest on the blockchain and crypto, and we believe that this exchange has a great future, so that you all are getting shown so much interest on this project.
Can you share any exciting developments or plans for the future of the exchange?
Yes, I mean, as I told you, this is emerging, right? The technology is emerging, and there are different use cases are coming in, yeah, and so we can see a lot of other product or services are going to be plugged, not only on the blockchain, on the crypto side or cryptocurrency as a per se, but the blockchain. Use cases on sports, use cases on healthcare, use cases on agriculture. Wherever we need a consensus, it means that multi-parties are engaged and they need each other approval. So this is, as I told you earlier, remember, the blockchain is basically, we have consensus, we have security, we have sharing of information and data, right? So there are many use cases which are coming up. Many use cases are already deployed. Some of them are yet to deploy. But in summary, we can say there are many opportunities using blockchain as a technology to implement and solve many problems that we have, right? Starting healthcare, education, agriculture, many things.
Thank you. And our last question, what advice would you give to some people who is new to cryptocurrency and want to get started?
Well, very good questions, and I appreciate you asked this question to me. So as I told you, this is a very good platform, and people should understand, and venture into this. This is a new asset class. Those who are investing in product like gold, equities, commodities and all, so they must look into this as a platform to invest. But before doing so, someone need to do a due diligence. What does the due diligence means? That they need to look into the project, why this particular smart contract is, why they launch a token, who are the promoters, what is the purpose, So we have to do the due diligence in details before we actually venture into this. And remember, we should always invest which we are ready to lose, right? So be careful and take precautions. Like I told you, remember, making the house, So when you're making and shifting a
Right,
house,
you
buying a
see,
house,
looks
you
good.
see it, you feel it, you do the due diligence, then you buy a house, right?
So before we wrap up,
Yeah, great. So I think we have a very interesting session today, and we spoke about the blockchain as a technology, the cryptocurrencies, and the various use cases, utilities, right? And what are the precautions somebody need to do before they actually go and invest, right? So I think this is a very informative platform, and bear in mind that it is children are not allowed to venture into the crypto market, right? So anybody who is more than 21, we recommend that they should invest or think about investing anything with all the precautions that I mentioned, right? And if you go for a centralized exchange, always better because your money and things are safe. So when you are going to talk any adults, more than 21 years of age, then you can talk about investing on the crypto, right? And then look into, and if they need more information, please ask them to talk to me.
so make sure to follow all regulations and to take this video as an educational video, not an investment video. And thank you very much, Mr. Basab Banerjee,
Thank
for
you.
letting us interview
Oh, it's a
you.
wonderful
Welcome
gift.
to
Thank you for
family.
the wonderful family gift. Thank you very much.
Have your business card here and the button.
Okay. So nice. Pleasure meeting you.
Yes. Thank you very much. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. And see you next time. Bye.